Hi everyone, good morning. I'm just making my first vlog in Tokyo. Here I am in Akasaka area, and at my back is I'm actually sitting in front of the hotel, Monterey Akasaka. It's raining now, so my first target now is to go to a shop where I can buy an umbrella just to protect myself from this rain. I mean, it's not too bad, but I still don't want to get sick. The weather today is pleasant. It's cold, but it's pleasant. It's showing 7 degrees. And usually in Japan, the easiest place to buy stuff are there are actually small shops known as Family Mart or 7-Eleven, and usually they are always available in within their walking distance. Once I get an umbrella, so I will then move to different places in Tokyo. I don't have any specific plan where I am going to watch, but one area where I'm going for sure is the Tokyo station. So yes, please stay in touch with me in this journey, and I will upload them all. Thank you. As you can see, this area it's actually full of high-rise buildings. And one thing that I like about Tokyo city, or in general about Japan, that the buildings have a character. I'm not an expert on buildings, but I guess you don't need to be an expert on anything if you have to appreciate something that is beautiful. So in this case, yeah, I had 3 people pass who just they were actually on jogging, which is sort of good to do in the morning. And you can see there are lots of flyovers, and I've been to some other parts of Japan, and what amazes me is their public transport system. It's absolutely awesome. I've never seen anywhere such an efficient system. Here is an alley. I'll just give you a glance of it. Here is a short alley. If you walk through this, there are many nice restaurants and eateries and bars. I'm just walking through one of these alleys just to see if there is any cafe open to have some breakfast. Here is another Family Mart, and as you can see, most of the shops are actually closed today, as I have explained to you earlier, because of 31 December. Usually they start to close down shops from the 30th of December, and then they go home to meet their families. That's a tradition in Japan. Yeah, there is a McDonald's here. If I don't find any other option, I might come back to the McDonald's. But yeah, it's a very nice view. I was here last night, and at night it becomes a very nice party place. People hang out with until late with their friends. So I have finally come back to McDonald's because I did not see any other options available. There was one cafe open though in a nearby area, but I didn't like their menu, so I will have something at McDonald's, and then I will start my vlog again. So my breakfast has arrived. I've just been served at the table. It is I'll just open it now just to see what is here. So that seems to have a pancake and a burger and a bit of scrambled egg and a hash potato and coffee. And that also has a barbecue sauce and some milk to add to the coffee. And considering the amount of food, I would say the price is quite reasonable. It cost me 860 yen, which is probably close to $9 in Australian currency, 9 Australian dollars. And I would say it's quite reasonable if I compare the pricing to the Australian standard. I'm sure McDonald's in Australia is more expensive than this one. So I will start enjoying my breakfast now and then start my vlogging again. I have just finished my breakfast at Mac and the food was actually quite good. I have enjoyed it, and if you asked for my opinion to whether to have a breakfast at McDonald's or not in Tokyo, the answer is definitely a yes. You can see my background. So I'm now heading off to the train station, which is just not even a minute away. I'll catch a train to Tokyo Station. I should say, rather I'll catch Tokyo Subway. The train system of Tokyo is quite complex if you don't understand it, but it's actually simple at the same time once you get the hang of it. We might have a discussion separately at some other time. So here is how it looks. That's the entry of the station that I'm using is known as Akasaka Mitsuke. So you can see behind me the entry to the platforms. I will take, you can take the escalator or you can walk down the stairs. I will take the escalator. So just heading off to the platform. Since I have found my line, and I will just, all I have to do is I have a Suica card which I have put it in my wallet, in my Apple wallet, and I just need to swipe it. You can see the train has, on the subway, whatever you call it, it has just arrived, and I'll just take it now. It looks quite crowded today actually, given that it's 30th of December. It's still a bit surprised. So I've finally reached the Tokyo station. I have come out of the platform. I'm walking to the exit. There are actually many exits, and in fact it's a very difficult thing to work out which exit you want to take. I'm not quite conversant with this station, so I've taken the exit to the Imperial Palace and I'll see where it takes me. One thing is amazing about Japan is they're so artistic and so aesthetic. Their sense of beauty is just amazing. Towards my left you can see there is a museum in the station, and that has very wonderful pieces of art. Some are they're mostly photographs by different photographers. I'm in a bit of a rush, so I'm not going to do a tour of that. And the station is so huge. I have actually never seen such a big train station. I had no idea a train station could be so big. That's the photographs that I showed you. They are from this underground. You can see, you cannot probably read it because it's Gyokodori Underground Gallery. I did not take any photo or make any video while on the train because I was conscious of their privacy, and I was not quite sure how people would react. So I thought it's probably a better idea not to give people the sense that I'm invading their privacy. So I decided not to make any video while on the train. You might have noticed I'm using the word train or subway or metro interchangeably, but they all refer to the same in my case. So I finally found an exit, and there was a map on one of the walls showing the direction. I will try to take that and see where it ends.
And it looks like that.
Wow, that's just amazing. So if I go by the instruction towards my right, I'll show you in a second. That's the garden to the outer side of the Imperial Palace. I will cross the street and see if I don't know if ordinary people are allowed there. Looks like they are, because I've seen many people going there. But before I take that turn, I want to give you some glimpse of another side of Tokyo. So just behind me you can see a red double-decker bus. There is a line of buses. I can see multiple buses sitting there. So I guess they are tourist buses which you can just hop on, hop off in exchange for a fee. But that is not what I'm going to do today. I'm just going to cross the road now, and then I'll walk to the Imperial Palace outer garden in the hope that I'll be allowed to enter. I think it should be allowed, because I can see there are many other tourists who are also crossing the road to the same direction which I'm also taking. While I'm here, there is I don't know if we should call it a lake or a pond, or what definition should we put it under, but yeah, there is water here. Not sure why it was, maybe for the purpose of watering the gardens or something. Many people are actually taking photographs here. You can see the view now from here. I'm now walking towards the outer garden of the Imperial Palace. It's a view of the wall. There are a set of rules here that are explained here, what to do and what not to do in the National Garden. They're calling it National Garden. I think it might be, yeah, it's the outer garden of the Imperial Palace. Like, these are common sense rules. So, and here is a map also. And I'll start walking again. And It looks like I have to take a left turn here, and it's like a circular motion. Like if I take a left turn and keep going, I should be able to come back to the same point. It's quite one thing, not one thing. It's actually there are so many good things to mention about Japan and Japanese, but one of the two things that stand out, actually three things. One is they're absolutely clean. Their sense of it's immaculate sense of cleanliness. Every place where I have been to is immaculately spotless. Second thing is their management, their sense of organization. It's amazing. And the third thing is their sense of beauty. So I'm going to take a left turn here. And in Tokyo, wherever I have been to, in the main street, I have never, I don't remember seeing any rubbish bin. I think in the US they call it trash can. But no one is actually making the spot dirty. They are carrying the rubbish with them and disposing in the right place. I'm inside the garden now. So you can see there are different types of trees. I have very limited knowledge of trees and plants. I don't know exactly what sort of tree these are behind me. Not sure if it's actually not that crowded today. I don't know if it is because it's 31 January today and probably many people have left the city, or it is just like this every day. And occasionally you can see families out on a tour with their children. It's actually school holidays now in Japan. So, and they seem to be Japanese seem to be, they seem to travel a lot. And as you can imagine, it's by now it's probably needless to mention they're very clean people and very well behaved. And one of the social codes here is that people are never loud. I have been to many restaurants and cafes and they are actually they're very quiet. Like even if people speak, they actually speak in a very low volume that you will not even hear what they are talking about, and they read a lot. So on a crowded train or in a cafe, you will see at least half of the people would have a book in their hand and they're reading. They're so much focused on their book. It's fascinating, and I think reading is a very good habit. I have stopped here for a minute deliberately just to show you the type of the trees here. It's just amazing. And have a look of the tall buildings in the horizon, people taking photographs. Wow, that's amazing. So I've come back to the point where I started at the park, and I will get out again. And it looks like if I cross the road, that's the other side. Looks like the Imperial Palace. So I'll just follow the. I'll just cross the street and see where it takes me to. So I've crossed the road, and now it shows the direction to the east, Gardens of the Imperial Palace this way. So let me walk this way and see what happens. Yeah, it looks like some sort of Imperial Palace or something. You can see there is yeah, in the horizon, like there are beautiful trees there and a very high wall. Looks like something imperial. So I'm just walking there and see what happens. Again, the same thing. Like it's probably some sort of security mechanism in the older days to have this sort of canal or pond have around the establishment. I'm just making this guess. I have no expertise in any such matters, so I'm just making this guess that it's probably because of that reason. But anyway, it makes the place look very beautiful. Actually, here are some people looking at the map of the area. I might also just do that to find out what is what instead of getting lost. So what you can see here is the Imperial Palace. That's where the emperor and the royal family live. I've made an inquiry to the security officials at the gate. Yes, we are allowed to take photographs and make videos, and a tour of the palace is allowed, but it's temporarily closed. I think it will be open again on 4th of January, but unfortunately I will not be in Tokyo at that time. So I'm just taking this opportunity to record this so it is in my memory. Yeah, next time if I visit Japan again, I'm sure I will plan it properly. And there is a bit of a history to this palace. It used to be the residential place for the head of the Tokugawa shogunate or the shoguns when they used to rule Japan. But obviously in 1868 they were overthrown and the Meiji emperor took over, and then it became the Imperial Palace. It was followed by some reconstruction as well, and ever since it has been the royal palace, the new royal palace. As you can see, the whole palace is surrounded by this small lake. It's probably some sort of security arrangement when it was constructed by the shogun. But anyway, no wonder it makes it look beautiful. turns out that I was not the only one to make the inquiry to the security officials at the gate. In fact, there were other tourists as well who made the same inquiry about a visit to the Imperial Palace. It's the other side of the palace, and as you can imagine, being an Imperial Palace, it would have a huge area. So I'm actually walking to the other side of the premises just to show you. It seems there is another entrance to the palace. Looks like some sort of, this one actually looks like a bigger entry. I'm not sure if it was for the emperor himself or other members and other members of the royal family, but it looks huge in size compared to the other. And there are two security officials sitting there. If you look at this, it's quite unique actually. It's probably at the center of Tokyo, and yet it's like it is a rich garden. I'll give you a 360 degree, I don't know if I can call it 360 degree view. So there is the palace, and then if you see on the other side, you can see many tall buildings. And there are some tourists here. So I have come out of that Imperial Palace garden. Now I am moving to the other side. Actually, it's a few blocks away. I am moving to the Tokyo station, the main building of the Tokyo Central Station. You can see in the background. Actually, before I move there, I'm sort of tempted to show you a very beautiful area. It's a very nice alley. It's here, have a look at the views. I've become a huge fan of the Japanese, especially their sense of beauty. Look how they have put all the plants there and all the trees. Tokyo is very colorful, I must say. Especially all their metros are colored like red, yellow, different other colors. The building that you see, the red brick building, that is Tokyo Central Station. That's the main building of the Tokyo Central Station. It's more than 100 years old. There is a metro entering the station at the distance. And the way people follow the rules here is amazing. Here, the pedestrian crossing is red now, so people are waiting. Green now, so we can safely cross the road. is absolutely gorgeous. It seems a lot of the people have just come from other cities or maybe other towns and villages to Tokyo, and there are many other people who seem to be just tourists like me, trying to capture a moment they have enjoyed here in Tokyo in their cameras. You can see the flag of Japan flying, two flags actually. Look at the building, it has a unique character, and one thing I like about Japan that they're building new, they're very good at building, but at the same time they actually retain the characteristics of the old buildings. Like they make things better, but they don't change their character, which is definitely a very nice quality to have. Wow, look at the skyscrapers in the area. All over Tokyo, I've seen skyscrapers. I will be heading off to my next destination, about which I'll give you an update shortly. And here is a taxi stand. There are no taxis, at least I cannot see any. But yeah, there are taxis coming. Tokyo taxis are quite unique actually. You can see there is a taxi coming. They look very similar to London taxis. They look quite similar to London taxis. Yeah, here is another taxi going. You can see. Yeah, they are very similar to London taxis. I've actually finally got a quiet corner on the train. I am traveling to Waseda from Tokyo Central Station. So that's why I decided to record myself. As I've said, usually people are very quiet on the train. So I'll stop the recording shortly and I'll move to my next segment. It's a bit surprising that all of a sudden it's only me on the train and there is only one passenger. The whole compartment is empty. And from my experience of Tokyo Metro, it has never happened before. And again, it's probably because it's the 31st of January. Many people are out of town. So I'm getting off at the next stop, and as soon as I'm out there, I will start recording again. Stay in touch. I've just reached Waseda. I'm outside Waseda station, and the Google map shows it's about 700 meters away, so I'll be walking to the Haruki Murakami. There is a specific destination. It's a library named after my favorite Japanese author, I should say, Haruki Murakami. It's named after him, so I'm just walking to that direction, and it will, as I have said, the Google map shows it should take about 8 minutes, and let's see how much time it takes. From a recording point of view, I'm actually walking against the sun, so if I hold the camera like this way, then I become invisible. So what I might do is I might stop recording for some time and I will start recording again. Once I've reached the venue, I will start recording. So I finally reached the Waseda University, and to be more specific, the library that is named after my favorite Japanese author, Haruki Murakami, and you can see here it's actually named here. It says the Waseda just behind me. It says the Waseda International House of Literature. I'll also give you a short tour of the campus of the Waseda University. Because of the end of the year period, I think it's closed, so there are not many students or other officials on campus. It's just a few people that I have seen so far. Maybe they are students or maybe tourists like me. So yeah, let me show you. So you can see here probably it's written the Waseda International House of Literature, and the next line reads the Haruki Murakami Library. So let's start a tour of the campus. You can see the buildings. It seems to be a very well planned university, and in front of every building they have these numbers. And before, on my way, I saw there was a map, and on the map the numbers are displaying, like depending on where one wants to go, and they're numbered accordingly. So yeah, unfortunately my knowledge of plants and trees are very limited, so I won't be able to tell you what sort of plants are here or what trees are here. Yeah, I'm just walking up the stairs. In fact, that's a full view of the library. It's quite aesthetic actually, the design. And you can see in the background there is another beautiful building. To my right, that's another building. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'll be able to tell you in a few seconds as I'm walking to that direction. So that is actually the academic advising office. Yeah, the plan for this vlogging was actually rather impromptu today. It was not a planned one. I had no plan of where I wanted to go. In the morning I thought I would just take this day to visit a few places in Tokyo. What would be the right English word? Probably it would be the word serene. Serenity is the first word that I can think of while I'm walking in the on the campus. And right behind me there is a statue, and the name is written in Japanese. If I could use my Google Translator now, but I cannot while I am recording, I probably would be able to tell you who it is, but probably a famous academic or somebody who had a role in establishing the university, or maybe a famous alumna of the university. And there is another one. It's actually a very nice tradition to honor an alumna or somebody famous who might have worked here or who might have studied in this university. Let's explore the other side of this building. That's the end of this lane or the row, whatever you want to call it. It looks like it's designed in a very traditional way, the old way. It's beautiful to see that they have retained the characteristics, they haven't demolished it. So I finally come close to this building and you can see this. It's beautiful. Wow, that's another side which is also very beautiful. So it actually says the Suboshi Memorial Theatre Museum. It's probably some sort of museum to preserve works of theatrics, and I can also see here it's some posters are on display with both Japanese and English explanation. It says Kawataki Mukami, Edo, Tokyo. So I don't know exactly who he is, but it seems something famous. But he seems someone famous. I think for my brief vlogging, I have finished the part for Waseda University. I'll be heading off to the station again, and I'm thinking where I should go next. I haven't any mind. Maybe it will be Ginza or it will be Shinjuku or some other place. My main purpose was to see at least one landmark that has the name of my favorite author, Haruki Murakami, which I have just made, and I'm glad I was able to visit this, even though the library was closed. But that's okay. It's one thing ticked off my wish list. So I'll start walking. I've actually started walking to the train station for my next destination. Please stay with me. Hi all, welcome again back to my vlogging again. I'm in a different area now. It's Ginza. As you would have noticed by now that Tokyo is full of skyscrapers, but Ginza is still a bit different. Different in the sense that it's known mainly for big brands, like you can probably see in the background, like there, I can see the stores of Prada, Sony. There are lots of other brands which have their showrooms here, and the vibe of the street is quite different actually. I was here about 3 days ago, but then it was a lot more crowded. Considering it is the 31st of December, actually a lot of people are out of town. It's probably not as crowded as it was 3 days ago. I mean, it is still not that quite, it is crowded, but I think it's probably a bit less crowded if we compare it to the usual amount of crowd that we see. In the distance, in the horizon, I can see a showroom of Zara. I'm waiting here for the crossing to be clear. Yes, it's clear now. It's green again, so I can walk and cross. I actually started in the morning with this vlogging. Then I've been to different areas, and it's evening time now, so you can see it's not that bright and sunny behind me, like around. Sorry. So right behind me there is a Uniqlo store. It is the world's largest Uniqlo store. It's there are 12 floors. I will show you that. So that's the Uniqlo store. There are 12 floors for this shop. You can see on the other side of the road it's G6. I guess it would be some sort of lavish shopping mall. I can see also Dior and Zara. There are many nice cafes also in this area. So for tonight, this is where I will stand. I was probably not as organized or as planned in this vlogging. As I have said, it was more of an impromptu plan to show you around Tokyo, and it was all on foot. So basically everywhere that I have showed you, it's I was always on foot, and I've been to different areas using the Tokyo metro or subway or train system, whatever you call it. Hopefully you have liked it, and if you find it useful, I will appreciate your support. A like or a subscribe would be appreciated, and thanks for watching it. Have a nice one.